All right, guys. So welcome to the grind of it all. It's actually counterintuitive. Get on the phones all excited to start making some money, get some deals. No. Follow the process. It's proven it will work with the right mindset, with the right mastery, with the right nuances, with each part of the process. You don't just go and get two buns, some cheese, and some raw meat and eat it. No, you need to cook the meat. And in fact, what you need to do is go to the store and buy the meat. So this right here is getting everything prepared. This is your demo setting prep work is scrubbing calls. This is going to probably be your first 3 to 5 days of calling to build up your POC list. Now, I will caution you, some people want to just identify 5 POCs, call them the next day. It works much better doing it in succession. So 3 or 4 days of scrubbing calls, 2 or 3 to 4 days of POC calls, back and forth will work much better because it's a mindset and a groove and all that type of stuff you want to get into. So we're going to cover the script, the shortcuts, nuances, results, and mindset. So the mindset is, even though it's last, we're going to cover we're not going to save the best for last. We're going to cover that first. Mindset. Your goal here is to convince the gatekeeper to tell you who it is without straight up just demanding, connect me to HR director, please. Connect me to owner, please. No, this is engineered in a way that you get in the back door quickly. They'll very easily tell you, yeah, you're going to have the occasional gatekeeper that blocks you and all that type of stuff. No matter how well you master it, that's just part of it. Is you just, okay, thank you for being a dick, move on. Or you can have a little bit of fun with them like I do, because I'm pugilistic. So, the script. Let's go over the script. The how are you exchange. Critical. You need to get them to laugh. Now, one of the nuances, if they don't laugh, that tells you just go for it. But you need to set it up so they laugh. How are you? They'll say blah, blah, blah. I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you? They'll typically ask that. That indicates that they're a friendly, not a hostile, busy person. And then you make them laugh. Like it depends. Day of the week, you're calling on Thursday. Oh, pretty good for it being Friday, Junior. Or fine and dandy like peppermint candy. Living the dream for that. Pretty good for a Thursday. Or a great borderline glorious. Something short, succinct, to the point, a little bit different than what they're used to. Treat him as a human and laugh. And then you go right into it. Dan, grow engaged, or whatever your name is. I'm just wondering if you could point me in the right direction. You're requesting for help. People love helping people. They're going to say, sure. Now, it is optional. You can say the tagline of, we help companies recapture the hearts and minds of their employees. Or you can just say, hey, do you know who might be the best person to speak with about employee engagement and leadership development? You can just go straight for the question. Now, they'll give you the name. And guess what? You identified the POC. Congratulations. That's how simple scrubbing calls is. Now, a couple of nuances to that. So nuance 1. Let's actually bring it up. Nuance 1. Depending on how they respond to the how are you exchange, they're just like, oh, how can I help you? How can I help you? How can I help you? Like those type of people that are just saying, shut the hell up, just tell me why you're calling. Hey, who's the best person to speak to about employee engagement and leadership development? Well, what do you mean? Yeah, employee engagement, the relationship between the employee and the employer. You bring up the herd theory. Usually it's, whoever's the owner or whoever's in charge of HR, if that helps. The reason why you say it like that is, oh, that's how it usually goes? Okay, then that's what I'll do for you. That's the path? Okay. And you throw out the owner first, And then you say head of HR because it's a no-brainer. I'm not going to transfer you the owner. I'll transfer you the head of HR. Not a problem. And before they transfer you, get their name. Get their name. Because sometimes the name is not said in the voicemail. If the name's not said in the voicemail and you forgot to ask the name, no biggie. I've done that. I just quickly call back in and say, hey, I didn't get the name of the person. Okay, awesome. Get the name. So that's pretty much, it's simple. You're calling, you break the ice, you request help, and you ask them who the best person is to speak with about employee engagement and leadership development. If they're confused, that's awesome. You guide them. Yeah, usually it's like the owner or whoever's in charge of HR or HR stuff, whatever, whoever's in charge of HR. Done. Or sometimes if they're not confused, they say, oh yeah, let me go ahead and get you over to Mary. And then Mary, you say, oh, awesome. You said Mary? Okay, awesome. Is Mary like HR? Yes. Okay, done. So that's pretty much it. And I have called all different types of companies, ice skating rinks, rehab centers, restaurants, hotels, all that type of stuff. And the framework works the same. 50% of the time, you'll successfully identify the POC. Now, your first day out, you may do 25%, which is fine. As you master it with the nuances increase the thing. Let's just case in point right here. Barry's probably shocked that I use a term like case in point right here. Like some days you'll have like 73%. Like right here, 41%. 73%. Well, I've also done over 1,000 scrubbing calls. So it gets smoother. And guess what? Some people are just dicks. You may have 5 or 6 in a row that are just like, what the hell? Am I doing something wrong? As you get comfortable with it, the more calls, it's not your problem, it's theirs. You just came across a rough batch or bad code, whatever you call it. So right there. So, and then also if you're calling restaurants, typically you're going to want to talk to the GM unless it's a big restaurant chain. But you can just straight up ask, hey, can I talk to the GM? That's who you need to speak to at a restaurant. Don't waste your time with anyone else. The GM is who you need to be with. Typically restaurants don't have an HR person. The GM is the person to speak to. And then you just go straight to the point because they're busy. They got tables to seat. They got a wait list. So restaurants, you're just going to go straight for the point. Okay, now the other part that increases your chances of getting a POC on the line, because you're not just like, oh yeah, I got the POC, hang up. You're already there. You're already 45 seconds in. You're already in. You already have some rapport going. Invest that rapport to increase. Hey, might as well just get the POC on the line. Keep the win going. Expand the win. Make it 3. Win the whole freaking war right in one call. Awesome. If you don't, oh well, you still got the POC. You're going to use silence to connect you. Because what you've done is request for help. Oh, awesome. Mary be the right person? And then shut up. What they're going to do, that silence is going to be awkward to them because they've helped you identify the person. They like you. And now they're going to feel pressure to connect you. Don't throw out things like, oh, I can call back later, or can I leave a voicemail? Do not program into their head. Let them tell you what the options are. So let's go through a conversation. Okay. This is Yuri. Yuri with Grow Engaged. How are you? I'm good, Yuri. Thanks for asking. How are you? Oh, it's pretty good. It's Friday, right? Yes, Yuri. It's Friday. Awesome. Awesome. How can I help you, Yuri? Well, I was just wondering who might be the best person to speak to about employee engagement and leadership development. Well, actually, Yuri, hold on. Let me check. Yeah, if it helps, it's usually who is ever in charge of, like the owner or whoever's in charge of HR stuff. Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and get you over to Mary. Oh, okay, thank you. Mary, you said she's the head of HR? Yes. Yes. Awesome. And their mission in life, gatekeepers, is to connect you with someone. And if the red flags are up, it's going to be connect you to the voicemail. And say, okay, thank you so much. Bam, connect. And once you coach them, if they're confused, usually it's the owner or head of HR. Oh yeah, and then they say, oh, who was that? You make sure you get their name. Oh, awesome. And then that silence, they're going to want to connect you. You've recruited a friend. They like you. They're going to want to help you connect. You don't need to do anything else. And done. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it helps your chances. And then guess what? You have a conversation with a POC. You just saved yourself 5 calls. Regardless of how that conversation went, you saved yourself 5 calls. And it's a win. It's not, I didn't get connected with them. It's a win. We're going to go into voicemails in the POC section, but that's it. There's other nuances as well, but really it boils down to breaking the ice with the how are you exchange. Hey, how's it going? Don't be all this formal telesales person. Hi, this is blah, blah, blah with blah, blah, blah. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today? Bye. You just say, hey, how's it going? And you'll stand out by being human. And then you break the ice, and then how they respond to that, to your breaking the ice of, Friday Junior, pretty good for a Friday, whatever you say, how it breaks it will tell you how to proceed. Framework is the same. If they're friendly, which most of them will be, because it's reciprocity kicks in right there. You're human to them, you're friendly to them, they're going to be friendly back to you. Reciprocity kicks in. So then, once you pass that, then you're on to request for help. And sometimes you don't even need that if there's good enough rapport there. And he's like, hey, do you know who might be the best person to speak to about employee engagement and leadership development? They give you the name. Oh, awesome. What do they do? Oh, okay. Silence. They connect you to their voicemail or to the person. Either way, it's a win. You got your POC. Now, what's fun is sometimes the gatekeeper's like, is this a sales call? No, it's actually not. And you could say that with integrity, because what the hell are you selling? Nothing. It's a discovery call. Or I just say, hey, I'm just trying to figure things out. Oh, they don't take calls like what? They don't take calls? How do they do business? By that point, once you're in that argument stage, the call's going nowhere anywhere, but I like to have fun with it. So, well, I'm not allowed to give out their name. Really? Why? Hello? Sorry about that. Phone call interrupted it. So, okay. So, usually I just like to have fun with those people that are just dicks, because guess what? Unless I nominate them for Dick of the Day, I forget about them. Like literally 30 seconds. Like sometimes Barry will go, "How that come?" I don't know. They're just a dick, and but guess what? I'm gonna get in their head, and they're gonna remember it, and they're probably gonna put a bullet in their head, which saves everyone else some time. So anyway, so I like to have some fun with them, play into it. Like you're calling software companies, those are the most fun. They won't give you the name, and I'm like, oh, it's top secret clearance? Oh, do you guys have a contract with the Department of Defense? My name's Dan. Are you at liberty to even say your name? Or funny, I was like, oh, why is their name posted on the website? Or you need to stop calling. Well, why are you advertising to call? Just fun, different things. And then I just flip it on them. You know what? You're a dick. I hang up on them. And I just say, thank you for showing me you're not a winner today. I'll just take you off my list of winners. So there you go. That's kind of scrubbing calls. There's a couple more nuances, but really that's it. When you break down the framework, breaking the ice, request for help, asking them to help you. In this case, it's who would I speak to about employee engagement, and or you're actually not even asking who, you're asking do they know? Notice the difference there? Do you know who the best person is? You're showing them respect because they already know. It's not, hey, who is? Do you know who? Huge difference there. So if you start to, you're like, oh man, I've had like 15 ones in a row. Gatekeepers are all hanging out. I mean, review, the smallest word makes the hugest tweak in results. Throwing the word might in there, all that type of stuff. So that's scrubbing calls for you. I think that pretty much covers it. Now, as a reminder, first couple of days, setting up that POC list. So your first 4 or 5 days, whatever your daily call volume is going to be, 50, 100, 1,000, doesn't matter. Take your daily call volume, multiply it by 1.5. That's how many POCs you need to do. You multiply that number times 2, that's how many scrubbing calls you need to do. So because one every 2 scrubbing calls on average will result in a POC. So you need to have let's say your daily call volume is 75 calls. That means you need about 100 POCs. That's about 200 scrubbing calls. That's 3 days of scrubbing calls. All right. See you on the next video.